what I immediately loved from this first Youth Run NOLA practice, and having the opportunity to run with Kishonda, and I met another young woman from the high school named Sherelle at the first practice, and this idea of the side-by-side activity that is walking and jogging and running, like sort of very unexpectedly struck me as like, oh, this is something that is missing from my hours during the classroom time.
Because it was such a sort of imposed environment, was it? Because the classroom is a really, I've shared the experience that you've shared of coming to the city through education and then being thrust into an environment where, hey, here's 120 people that you're gonna experience every single day.
Totally.
You're 22 years old. You're responsible for them now.
You pretty much know everything. Right?
And P.S. like these are folks who require a serious amount of sensitivity over and above what you could throw any other first year teacher into. Yeah. So we were underqualified, underexperienced in environments that had more pressing needs that were unfamiliar. And what you're articulating, this feeling of like, what? Like, I have no qualification here. Exactly. I definitely felt when I got to New Orleans as a Chicago North Suburban Jewish kid who was now in an urban environment in the Deep South, in a place where I didn't know anything about the culture and could see the differences that existed from where I grew up, but had no idea how to navigate them in a way that was sensitive and thoughtful and respectful to everyone, and felt very like thrust into this weird power dynamic, this super weird power dynamic of you must educate kids, and you're kind of sitting there like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, knowing that like I'm not the best person to be doing this.
Exactly.
And I don't have the context, I don't have the connections, I don't have the experiences or background to be the best person to do this. And that's like so I was experiencing all that, and then recognizing, but when Sherelle and I start running together, like very different stories on paper. Like she grew up in Chalmette, she has like little brothers that she's taking care of. She's defying a lot of trauma she's experienced to graduate high school. Like this incredibly just this like little ball of light and like brilliance. And when we start running together, it's like we're facing the same challenge. Like there's this incredibly equalizing power of physical activity that is like, now 8 years later, whatever, I'm like, if everyone would just go for a walk or a jog with someone different from them for 30 minutes, it's like very difficult at the end of that 30 minutes to not feel connected to that person, because it's like
interesting.
You've shared some kind of challenge together, no matter how experienced you are with running, or like you are going to be breathing hard, you are going to be thinking about like, oh, how much longer am I going to do this? Oh, it's hot, oh, I'm sweaty. Like those are shared experiences that you can't get past. Like automatically you're experiencing something that makes you have something in common with another person. And so for me and Sherelle, who that first year, I met her at the first practice, we got to know one another, she did the Crescent City Classic, that's what her freshman year of high school. Kishonda and I, she got through the whole season, we did the Crescent City Classic together. She kept going. She eventually left the alternative school to go back to like regular education school. She and I ran 6 Crescent City Classics consecutively together until she graduated high school. And Sherelle and I ran the first time Youth Run NOLA decided to take on a half marathon as like our new seemingly impossible distance. Like there's something really powerful about this idea that like when you set a goal with someone that feels impossible and you set that goal together, again, that bond is like you can't evade that bond.
You're a team.
You're a team. And it's very different than in the classroom when it's like, when I was helping young people read, it's like we're setting a goal for their improvement and their self-growth. But like they know that I'm not in the same position as them.
Sure.
Like, so I can't truly understand what challenges they're up or what they're experiencing. So when we can apply this, like, let's all train for a half marathon, it's like, we all have to put in the hours together. We all have to log the miles together. Like, I ran my first half marathon at the same time that Cheryl was running her first half marathon.
Oh, no kidding.
We're both super scared. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. She's like, well, I don't know if I can do this. Like, so to have that very genuine experience of like, this is a new thing for me. This is a new challenge. And like I was saying before, like, and no matter what, even if I've run before, like, every time it requires self-motivation, it requires determination, it requires putting one foot in front of the other. And doing that side by side with someone totally breaks down whatever dynamics there are with like adult, kid, like age dynamics, age, race dynamics. Like, we're trying to just build this equalizing opportunity.
Sure.
And so I became like consumed by this as like, this is much more where I'm feeling like I actually do belong, like I actually am building relationships, I am finding success, I am the right person to be doing this, which were things that I was not necessarily feeling as a classroom teacher.